Hey everybody, Grant here, checking in at the Rusty booth with none other than Rusty and your son, Clint, who I met a while back. How you doing, Clint? We're all friends. We're all buddies now. So what do you got going on here? Looks like you have a cool little L-shaped booth with a lot of variety of boards.
Yeah, just a little bit of everything that we make. We didn't go crazy on the ASIM thing, but we make a few. This one's about 30 years old. My son shaped himself an ASIM over here. My first board was a Carl Ekstrom asymmetrical, so we have a little bit of history, but we also kind of just brought a little bit of a, full, kind of the full plate here, like everything we make. So
yeah, it looks like a pretty good cross section. So just to talk about a couple of your team riders that are kind of blowing up, doing some stuff, what kind of boards is Jake Halstead riding, or Josh Kerr for that matter, what we saw him at Chopu on?
Young Jake's been riding a board called the Misfit that we've been working on for a while, and it's got a lot of bend in the tail. The front end's relaxed a little bit, and he's had a lot of success on it, and all the local kids around Windansea are digging it, and it's just starting to get a life of its own. And so that's, Jakey's into that. He kind of just helped. We worked together on it. He kind of came up with a name, and then Josh has been, we've been working on a round tail that's, well, for Chopu he's riding Slayers, and they were pretty much like stretched out Slayers. I think the biggest one he rode was 6'2" on the big day.
Dude, that was insane watching that. His boards looked like they fit in the pocket good, and everybody that was on like a 6'4" or 6'6" was like, it looked like they were on guns or something. It was wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6'2", the back half of the board is more like a 6'8", so it's got a longer rail line, and, I built him boards with really low, thin rails, so they set real quickly as he's, coming down the face and drive off his front foot. So that's, those were specifically designed for Chopu. In general, he's been riding, he rides a lot of round tails, Joker type boards that are, like everyone, he's trying to go a little bit shorter. He used to ride 5'11", and now he's down around 5'8", and fractionally wider in the middle, and the wide point pulled a little bit more towards the center. So that's what Josh has been riding. We've been having a lot of fun with single fins. If you want to pull one out, we can show them to you. But
yeah, the ones right over here. I saw those little things. What's the story behind these? Why single fin? Why single fin with like fluted rails?
This whole thing was part of the brand has sort of got a, for this year in terms of apparel is doing sort of a modern retro vibe, and just kind of on a lark, we built some single fins for a photo shoot to Bali last April, and the guys ended up really liking the boards. So they've sort of generated a life of their own, and we're actually making quite a few of them. But it's, the rocker's more modern, the rails are sort of late 80s, and with the fluted wing, it adds a little bit of bite and grab, sort of you're missing those side fins, so we kind of create it in the shape a little bit. And I made him a single fin about 8 years ago for the Menowise, and couldn't get him off it. So
loved it or what?
It was pretty fun, and the quads have a lot of speed and they almost outrun the wave, but I had a 610 single fin and it had a real straight rail line to a narrow pintail, and seemed to just draw a line really well and just match the speed of a Mentoi barrel really nicely. You could almost sit on the foam ball and control it. Where a quad, you kind of have your hand in the wave and you're trying to slow down. But a single fin just seemed to work perfect out there.
Well, that sounds lovely. I wouldn't know what that's like. But wait, I got a question for you. 2 questions. First one, why is everybody so freaking tall in your booth? Like, who's that monster? And then I'm like, I feel like a big guy sometimes, then I come in here and I feel like a dwarf. What's going on, dude? You got big guys all over the place, man. I like my big guys. Do like them.
Well, we hired a really, really short guy, a couple of really short guys too, to balance things out.
Just to fill the PC quota and not get sued or anything. Maybe you stepped on them or something. Hey, and then the other one, what's that little wacky thing back there? That like missile looking thing. Oh, there's another one next to it, dude. What's going on?
These were boards we built for earlier Sacred Crafts. Like this one is designed to be ridden maybe without fins, but you've got the option of putting them in if you want. So we've been goofing around with sort of finless designs for a while. That's probably about 3 or 4 years old. And you know, I shaped some of them, but I've got about 4 or 5 guys that have worked with me for 20 or 30 years, and this is a nice event because we can just let people go crazy, kind of like Chef's Choice. You know, go to the sushi bar and just say, hey, whatever you want to make. And Terry Goldsmith actually shaped this one, and it's called the Dirty Bomb. And we've waxed it up and gotten out in the water, and you know, every board works.
Yeah. How bummed is the glass shop when you're like, hey, here's another one with like a bottom like that?
Yeah, they're thrilled.
Yeah,
they're definitely thrilled.
Well, it looks like they did a good job. I mean, everything comes out super tight and clean. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Clint.
Thanks.
Have a good one. Bye.